aware that, 2020, post the Galwan clash, there were a number of areas that needed to be disengaged, as we say. And specifically from that perspective, there were areas where we needed to resume all the activities that we used to undertake prior to 2020. Right. While a majority of the disengagement had taken place till between 2020 and 2022, however, two of the areas which the Chinese side referred to as legacy areas, which were in the north in Depsang and in the south in Demchok, these continued to remain as they were post 2020. And our requirement was to, as quickly as possible, disengage these areas. Now, it was not just the military, but at various levels, political, diplomatic as well, that these discussions were taking place with the Chinese counterparts to disengage those areas. I was fortunate to lead the Corps Commander level talk, which finally led to the breakthrough and the disengagement on 21st of October 2024. Now, this was a very complex and a prolonged negotiation that happened, and it did not happen in a very easy or a set piece manner. That's why I say it's a complex and a prolonged one. So both sides had their viewpoints. I presented my viewpoint and I presented what we were expecting from those talks. And the Chinese side had its own viewpoint. And they presented their aspects. And these negotiations continued over time. And while this was going on in the backdrop, political and diplomatic negotiations were also going on. On 21st of October, finally, we reached a consensus, and this consensus was accepted by both sides. It met both our requirements that we were putting across to each other, in which the major achievement that on the Indian side we got was that both these areas, in Depsang and Demchok, we were to resume patrolling as we used to do prior to 2020. However, these patrols were going to be coordinated patrols. Now, the coordinated patrols have a major advantage. The kind of clashes that we had in 2020 and the standoffs that we used to have prior to 2020, they were completely negated because we were informing the other side when we were coming for patrolling. And that particular aspect was put into place. And this is a well understood negotiation and a well understood outcome of that negotiation. And it's been over a year since 2024. We have been continuing to patrol. Both sides have been continuing to patrol unhindered to the areas that are our claim lines. And I think the outcome was exceptional. Apart from patrolling, one of the other components of this negotiation was the grazing rights of the graziers who live in those areas. And even there, we could bring it back to the original grazing areas where our own local graziers used to go and graze. And in fact, the entire grazing activity that had in parts got suspended after 2020 was restored completely. And today, if you were to look at Eastern Ladakh, especially the areas south of the Depsang plains towards the Changthang area and the Kakjung area and also the Demchok area, the graziers are going right up to their areas of grazing. So that was another major achievement or outcome of this very negotiation that we had. So, over the years, it took us 5 years from 2020 or 4 full years actually to really get a disengagement in those two areas. But what we have achieved is a better peace. What we have achieved is more stability, and peace and tranquility in those regions is prevailing. So